Hey everybody, this is a clip from the latest episode of the Randi Rhodes Show. If you want the full episode, you can watch live on Free Speech TV, Dish Channel 9415, DirecTV 348, Sling, Roku, and Apple TV.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
They are very anti-Jewish and they're very anti-Israel. I think it's disgraceful, the things they've said. You have lists of, this isn't just a one-line mistake. What they've said about Israel and Jewish people is a horrible thing, and they've become the face of the Democrat Party. So I did absolutely put out a very strong statement. I think if you look at their language, if you look at what they've said, if I ever said it, it would be a horrible month, to put it mildly. So the things that they've said, Omar, Talib, what they've said is disgraceful. So I can't imagine why Israel would let them in. But if they want to let them in, they can. But I can't imagine why they would do it.
This is bizarre. This is unprecedented, and this is very, very bizarre. And by the way, it took me all of, an hour last night to read the Constitution's speech and debate clause. Anybody speech and debate clause? Yeah, it's in Article 1, Section 6, Clause 1 of the United States Constitution, the speech and debate clause, or speech or debate clause. Now, what does that say? It says that members of Congress will not be intimidated or should be called out by the President of the United States in any other place except Congress. Why? Because they are free to legislate any way they want without fear of the almighty president intimidating or interrupting their legislative duties. So let's just add that to the impeachment of Donald Trump, that he, just tag it on to the end, right? Because you got all these obstructions, you've got aiding and abetting, you've got, he's an unindicted co-conspirator, you've got emoluments clause violation, you got a lot, it's going to be a lot. But don't take your eye off the prize that he will face articles of impeachment. I just say let's tag on the violation of the speech and debates, or speech or debates clause in the Constitution, because that is what he violated yesterday. It's unprecedented. No president. Now, the easy way to explain it, the easy way is just to say now he's exporting hatred, and that Bibi Netanyahu has actually accepted the offer of the hatred by the president. And let me tell you something, for those of you who give a damn about Israel, I know a lot of people say they do. I'm not really sure why. You people who care about Israel but aren't Jewish have become the spokesman for Israel, or my spokesperson. I'm not sure how Donald Trump became my spokesperson on all things Israel. Not really sure how that happened. But it seems to me that Donald Trump is going to cause the demise of the Jewish state. And Bibi Netanyahu will be giving him a live assist. Why do I say that? Because if the perception of Israel should change or shift away from what it is, and that is a free and open democratic society in the middle of the Middle East, which is why you're supposed to care about it. I don't think people care about it for that reason. I think people care about it because something to do with the rapture, something to do with the apocalypse, something to do with the unsealing of the seals, right? And that we all, meaning Jews, have to go back to Israel, right? And then we have to be killed there. Yeah. And then after we're all dead in Israel, then the rapture will come. See? And like 144,000 Christians will be taken up, and the only thing left will be their cute shoes. And, God will come back and smite everybody else. This is what, Christianity is about. And some people like Israel because it's the it's the place of the Jewish demise. That's just a fact. But you should care about it because it is a democracy in the midst of the Middle East. That said, if it loses its perception as being an open society, a society that wants to welcome all people, to see that it's a normal place, to see that it has tourism and a viable economy, and that people go to work every day, and that people can protest if they want to. People have different opinions about their government, as a normal democracy does. If Israel is now perceived as a closed society or a place that somehow is not open to counter views or to people who would fight against something apartheid-like, then Israel ceases to be a democracy, and therefore it loses all of its value. It seems to me that Trump has been plotting the demise of Israel for a really, really long time, and this is part of what he's doing to create all kinds of bad feelings towards this particular country. And Bibi Netanyahu is so desperate because, you know, he's facing an election. He couldn't win last time, so he's got this new election in September. He can't put a government together. Nobody likes him. He's an uber right-winger, and you know, he really is in trouble electorally, and so he's agreeing to export this Trump brand of hatred. This is dangerous. And so for anybody who is concerned about this only democracy we have in the Middle East that is an ally with the United States, you know, this ain't good. This is freaky. This is like really super dangerous. And let's remember, Donald Trump is an anti-Semite, okay? The idea that listen, this is also like backdoor stuff, but you know, there's a method to my madness. You know why I keep reading to you these 36 cases of violence that have occurred where the shooter or the bomber or the pipe bomb sender has either in real time praised Donald Trump, or you got the Nazis hail Trump, you know, you got those guys, right? And the reason why I make you very conscious of all of that is simple. It's because those people need a defense, and Donald Trump seems to want to give the real anti-Semites among us, the real Nazis, the real neo-Nazis among us, he seems to want to give them a defense, right? Because they're his guys, they're his supporters. Everyone who is sane at this point agrees that Donald Trump is emboldening white supremacists, neo-Nazi groups, Andrew Anglin supporters, social media hacks who get on the internets and put out conspiracy theories, and and Donald Trump, of course, has tweeted anti-Semitic memes like the one with Hillary Clinton and the Star of David and the money. Remember that one? Yeah. And then he changed it, the shape of the star, to look like a sheriff's badge, right? Remember that? Yeah. Donald Trump is truly an anti-Semite because these people are for Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is so transactional that if you're an anti-Semite, if you're a white supremacist, if you're a hater of whoever, Donald Trump will support you. So this was the creepiest part of yesterday. Okay, yeah, he had this off the rails rally, another idiot, idiot cheered on, idiot, deplorable rally. I mean, it was disgusting. But even before he got there, he was on the tarmac saying these hideous things. And after he talked about the fact that he believes, and this is, it's a lie, that Ilhan Omar and Rashida Talib they hate all Jews. He actually put those words in their mouths. They hate all Jews. Which has nothing to do with anything that they're about. They hate oppression. They hate apartheid. Okay, they're for democracy. They're for freedom of expression and freedom of movement. They're for freedom to assemble. That's why they're Democrats, okay? But on the tarmac, he was ranting about these shooters, right? And he was almost offering them a defense. Now, remember, there is a defense in our justice system called defense by reason of insanity. Now, his defense that he is putting out there for these shooters is the insanity defense, but it's also cover for the NRA and Mitch McConnell, who don't want to do anything on gun violence. And he's signaling that. This is really twisted.
Mary had a little lamb.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
Radio beacon to radio beacon.